Two moms, two marketers, two women new to the financial industry. They have a lot of questions. That's why they're bringing in financial experts to educate all of us here on A Penny or Two for Your Thoughts.
Hi, everyone. It's Chantel and Liz with another episode of A Penny or Two for Your Thoughts.
I don't think he hit record in
What?
time.
Are you kidding? Oh, wait, he was recording.
You did it.
You did it. You're so good.
Oh, I just
Oh.
saw him go like this, and I was like, oh, I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
7 minutes of blackmail on us.
I love
Can you
it.
imagine what this is going to be like? I mean,
Game
last year
on.
was a lot of bloopers. This year,
Oh,
there's a lot of cursing.
but also stupid thing.
I didn't know where you're
I didn't either.
I thought you were going like, so many lovely moments.
Yeah, no. It all starts and ends with us. No?
You have been singing. You've been trying to get this song in today. I like what's happening here.
Well, it's either that or Pythagorean theorem. I didn't even say it right.
That was nice. That was nice.
I added a little country to it.
That was a big word
It was
about learning and education
math.
and emotion.
Yeah.
Education.
Yeah. Clearly, we need some of it.
Gosh.
Wow.
Okay, but
Good thing we
seriously-
have our guests in the studio with us today
I
because
know.
maybe we'll learn, maybe develop
Yeah.
into something great.
I can't wait for this.
I can't either.
I can't.
I've been waiting for this for 3 years. 3 years.
Yes. This
Yeah.
is going to be so good, guys. Oh my
Okay.
gosh. Buckle up. It's going to be good.
Buckle up as we sit here with our airplane headsets on
Yeah.
to take off on our flight. All right, listeners, I'm going to make you stop waiting. Actually, I'm just going to take another couple seconds so that you can gather yourselves for the awesomeness thus is about to happen. We have two amazing guests joining us today who live and breathe teaching and developing employees at Centris. I'm going to introduce our first guest. She has literally grown up at Centris. She's been there for the past 17 years. I didn't know we hired people that were
I
like
know.
newborns.
I know.
Anyways, that's a lot of years of knowledge and experience under her belt, and she definitely puts it all to good use in her current role. She's known in the office as DJ Welchy Welch. What's up? And is our senior learning and development specialist. Please welcome to the show, Brittney Welch.
Aw,
Hey,
thank
hey.
you.
You knew I had to
Thank
throw that in
you.
there.
Yes, absolutely. I own that title now.
You do. Now, our second guest, she's been with Centris for over 11 years. She's usually dancing through the hallways, always making people smile. She's usually like egging on Welchy Welch. She's our manager of learning and development, Robin Fredieu.
Thank
Welcome
you
to
for
the
having
show.
me here. Thank you, ladies.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
such a pleasure.
This is going to have so much energy, so much spirit and smiling.
Pizzazz.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Ugh. Where do we even start?
I think we just start. You tell us a little bit about your roles at Centris and how you were actually drawn to that learning and development side of our organization.
DJ in the house.
Hit us with
Yeah.
the beat.
Wait. Maybe we should stop there. Where did this name come from? Is there
DJ?
something? Yeah.
Welchy
Like,
Welch.
do you have a story?
I do kind of. It was a trainee that came in. I was playing music. I want to say it was core conversion time. So there was a lot going on in the organization. And so I put on some music to get people pumped up. And he walked right in and he was like, "Hey, yo, DJ Welchy Welch." And I was
Oh.
like, sold. That's done.
Did you, like,
Done. I was like,
everybody,
"Can
did
I
you hear
get a
that?
name
I want
tag?"
that. I want
Oh,
that.
immediately. So, and
Oh,
it
so
stuck. I'm like,
good.
now I have to play music, get
Yeah.
the party going,
Own it.
Yeah, energize the
great.
group. And so it's been a couple of years now, but I still try. Now I play your podcast.
Really?
Oh.
Wow.
Still working the DJ,
We
but
need
now
to
I've got the
And
podcast.
does she take it and like do the wiki
Yes.
as
she
we're
puts
talking?
her headphone like on one on
Yeah.
the side.
And then
Yeah.
like as we're talking, it's hey everybody. It's
I'm gonna
No?
have to do this now. Thank
Yeah,
you.
okay, yeah.
Mhm. Taking it to the next level.
All
Yeah.
right.
okay. I'll come in with the trench coat because of the swag, and you come in with your headphones. We've got
Oh my
props.
gosh, it's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Do you see people in the audience when you say that?
Yeah, I do.
look of disappointment
In my head,
They're like,
You're
yeah.
like, oh yes.
and I'm always like, oh,
Second day, folks.
yeah, it's your second day. Sorry.
Oh.
Oh, right. Back to learning and development.
No.
So, anyways, about your roles at Centris and how you what drew you to the learning and development side of our organization.
Yeah, I think it started with going through the experience. So becoming a teller, getting promoted, helping members, learning the centrist way, experiencing that, working through different difficult situations, exploring. And then my leaders throughout my experience have coached me to see beyond, I think, what I thought I was capable of doing and challenging me along the way. And so I did it. I made the mistakes. I um, met a lot of wonderful people, and every single person that I've worked with or encountered took the opportunity to learn from them. That perspective. And so learning and development has always been near and dear to my heart. I don't think the things that we can teach are just in a book. We can't serve up a manual and say, read and learn from this. And so the beauty of this is I like to learn new things and then share that with other people. Now, whether you utilize it or not, my hope is I've given you just an additional perspective. And so when I moved into different positions and opportunities, and I became the branch manager at the 99th and Giles location. And that was such a unique experience for me because I was learning to manage that location. I was also learning, I'd never opened an account. I had never um, processed a loan for a member, and I was learning to do all of those things at the same time. And that was pretty unique for just people at Centris. And so I said yes to the opportunity, although I was terrified, absolutely terrified. And my amazing leadership team really helped me see bigger picture and such a great opportunity for growth. And I knew the location and the members I had grown up there at that location. And it was such a cool opportunity. Well, I took that opportunity further and we did a lot of onboarding at that location. It was one of the
Mhm.
primary locations that our recruiter at the time and human resources would reach out to me and say, we have a new person starting. Maybe they can't go to their other location. Can they come to your branch location? And so we did the welcoming committee at that location. We made them feel a part of that group, even though they weren't maybe working at that location going forward. And so it was really the service after the sale kind of experience
Okay.
of, now that you've said yes to this opportunity, let let's make you a part of this. Like, we want you to feel that centrist way. And that's what we did. And so it that experience, I think, helped get me to the opportunity of learning and development and being able to work with the entire organization for the core conversion. That was such a milestone. And I was reached out to for that opportunity.
Gosh.
So
So those employees coming to your branch as that welcoming committee, it was a foreshadowing of
Mhm.
your future a little bit, it
yeah.
seems
Mhm.
like. It's amazing.
It's
I love
almost
that story.
it's kind of like you built that just from what you were doing at 99th and Giles.
Yeah, it actually started before that. So when I was vault teller, I remember sharing with my leader at that time, I want more. I'm interested in growth. I need more. And she listened. And so she ended up giving me an opportunity to work on a project with training when I was in the vault teller role. And we did a training and it was a really cool experience. And that was my first taste. And all it took was me reaching out to my leader and saying, I want to be a part of something. I think I'm ready for something in addition to in this role.
That's
It's
cool.
And
great.
she listened.
That's
Good
great.
story.
Yeah.
I have to follow that.
I know, right? And we're done. Everybody, thank you.
It's been a great show. You all know what to follow and click and email and call.
Well, I'm so blessed and fortunate to get to the privilege and honor of working with her every single day. She really is a bright ray of sunshine, wealth of knowledge, and you would just never see her ever have a bad day. And everyone that comes in Brittney's presence, they just leave a little bit better than when they walked in.
True.
Yeah.
They're gonna start
She
crying.
I
They're
know.
gonna start hugging. I don't know
Oh,
what's
it's
happening.
gonna
Like
happen.
this is like
This show
wedding
has
reception. I don't even know what's happening.
Oh,
like Pam's gonna have to cue the sad music, the sappy stuff.
no. I always like to say that I feel I've got the best team at Centris. Our other partner in crime, Brittney Piernicki, she's our other learning and development specialist. She's on maternity leave now with her wonderful little baby, Miss Marin. So we're holding the fort down
Nice.
while she is away. But two fantastic people to help me execute all things learning and development at Centris when it starts to the new employee onboarding experience, technical training. Let's show you how to help our members, what type of member service that we expect our employees to provide, soft skills training, emotional intelligence, thinking like a business leader, generations in the workplace, to name a few things, leadership development. Working on projects throughout the company that have to do with anything learning and development. One of the biggest ones that I think it'll still go down in memory was our big core conversion 5 years ago, and we've had significant projects since then. But that's the unique opportunity that our team has, is to be able to touch across the entire organization and have an impact. And what drew me to learning and development, man, my career doesn't go quite as far back as Welch's does here at Centris. I've been with Centris for 11 and a half years. All total, gosh, I've worked in banking and finance now close to 30 years. Oh, I just said that, and that just makes me sound a little older. And I got a taste of working in organization development at a prior financial institution. And I've just always loved helping people. And that's what the credit union philosophy is: people helping people. When you see the light bulbs go off and they make those connections, or they've got a tough conversation that they need to have with someone and they've found a way to step into that moment, and while it might not be perfect, it just helps them to better that relationship or interaction with that person. Those types of things really, that really lights my fire, and that really makes me feel like I'm making a difference. And so getting to oversee all of that for Centris is quite an honor it- that that I get to live that out every single day,
Amazing.
and with the people I get to do it with, and all the other wonderful people at Centris. We are there because of our internal clients.
I wish we could bottle the energy.
Mhm.
I mean, just you can tell you are so passionate about this,
Mhm.
and it's not because we're on this podcast. I mean, we see you every day in
Mhm.
the training. Our office is right by you. See you. We see the passion like from you coming through you in front of all of the new employees. Why do you feel it is so important that when, especially younger employees, that are just starting out, why do you think it's so important that they understand what learning and development is and why they should be looking for that in an organization, that it exists there, that the opportunity to grow their knowledge is available for them? Why is that important?
For two people that talk so dang much,
Listeners, they're just staring
We're, I know,
staring into each other's
we're
eyes.
just warming up.
I will say that if you look at what statistics and data is saying outside of Centris, all different age groups, we've got 5+ generations in the workforce, and everyone is looking for growth and development opportunities. And so I think it's important for us to be marketing what it is that we offer at Centris. It's not up to our internal members, I call them clients, our internal members. It's not up to them to know all that we offer and all that we can do. It's up to us to go out there and let them know and partner with them where they're at. Um, I also think it's a huge responsibility for us, as soon as our new employees walk in through the door, and even it starts before they come in and they go through onboarding, that they feel the energy and the vibe that Centris is, as they're going through the recruiting process with Haley, and she does such an amazing job. And then when they walk in through the front doors, that energy it's there for a reason. Obviously, we're full of it, full of good energy, I should say. But
That stuck to the tape.
It did. Yep.
that is just the type of vibe and the environment that we have at Centris. And we continue to hear people say we kind of wait and wonder when the other shoe's going to drop. Everybody just seems really nice.
Mm-hmm.
They're all excited to be here, but we're just kind of, we know that it's not going to last, and it does. And that's the impression, that's the expectation that I want us, and I know that we do, that we set for everybody that comes through, whether it's a brand new employee or employees that are coming through our existing curriculum and offerings that we have out
Yeah,
there.
it's great.
So when those new employees are coming in, what are some of those essential skills that they should be focusing on to develop, like as to advance their careers? So I know they're stepping foot into that door, but how should they be looking ahead?
There are three key things I like to provide to team members when they ask, the secret sauce, if you will, to success. And there are three key skills that I had learned going to a conference that I had learned from. And it was to be humble. So it's a team effort. You can come in as a shining star, but it really does require you to build relationships with incredible team members to be successful, to be hungry. So that growth mindset, it's continuous learning. You learn from your mistakes. You're not going to know everything when you get started, and to be okay with that. And even then, 17 years later, I've embraced that I don't know everything. What I do know is I'm confident in working with incredible people, and we're going to figure this out together. I think a part of that too is to be people smart. And when I say that, it is the ability to connect with other human beings or people helping people. And so when you focus on those three components, um, I think that sets the foundation for success no matter what you do in the organization. And to me, it's simple, it's three. So,
I love that. I love that.
Can't with them right now.
No, like I don't even. I know.
I
Mic
need some
drop.
learning.
I know.
I need some learning and development.
Okay, well, as we're sitting here talking, and we do this, we do the podcast every month. Um, but how trying to figure out my segue to this because it's about finding those areas of strength and areas that you can improve on. And I know, we get in the routine of doing the same thing every day or doing what we know every day, but it's how do we find where we need to grow, and then how do we find where we are really strong and then build upon that.
Yeah, just identifying.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's hard, right? Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
think you know, go to classes or you take training or whatever on your own, or you think you know,
Right.
or you've gone to college and graduated, and then it's all of a sudden, is this right for me?
Right.
hmm
How do you
Yeah.
dig in?
I would say, what do you find that you have a passion for? What gives you energy and you just are on fire, and what drains your energy? I think those can be telltale signs on the things that would maybe help you gravitate towards what you have a passion and what gives you life from a work perspective. I don't know, Welch, what else to add to that?
I would say self reflection is incredibly important to self reflect after a project or a meeting. And a lot of times we go through the motions. How did that go? I could have done that better.
Mhm.
It's what information can you take from there? What did you learn? And how can you actually put that to action and apply it? Self reflection is hard. We're go, go, go. We're incredibly busy. It
Yeah.
is incredibly important for your growth and development. I would say, outside of that, seeking constructive feedback from your peers and your not just your leaders, your peers as
Mhm.
well. And so, how could I do this better? Or what is your thought process on this? And just seeking that other perspective. I think there are some incredible assessments out there to help provide that guidance. So we use criteria, and that tool is simple, and it tells you the things that you do really well. So often we focus on the things of, oh, I need to do this
Mhm.
better, but it actually provides great insight on, doesn't mean you don't necessarily do it well. There's just an opportunity to maybe expose yourself to those situations or to not be as fearful. You just have an opportunity to grow with that. So, and then I think going in knowing that the best lessons learned come from mistakes. They
Mhm.
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
do.
Truth.
Learning what
Absolutely.
not to do. I mean,
Yep.
people can provide you again. It's a textbook, right?
Mhm.
It isn't until you actually experience it. You've got a member in front of you. You make a mistake that you have to work through. Those are the lessons you remember.
Yeah.
And I think so oftentimes people are so fearful of failing.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe they haven't heard it from their leader that it's okay to fail. We just
Yeah.
don't want to keep stubbing our toe in the same spot.
Mhm.
We want to learn from that failure and then make those
Yeah.
improvements and go and do different.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that's important to hear, that that's where the beautiful growth and opportunity comes from when we do fail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a manager one time say, you're going to make mistakes all the time. You will remember that mistake and you're going to carry it with you and you won't make it again
Hmm.
because, and maybe not in the same way. So I think having that acceptance that that's it's okay. And I loved how you said earlier, Brittany, that you had a manager that recognized your strengths,
Yes.
and maybe before you even did. So how do you talk to those managers to make sure they're noticing that, and helping those individuals who think, I'm good, I'm just where I need to be and I'm comfortable, but really pulling that out of them and recognizing that, hey, yeah, there's more for you.
I think that's a testament to a great leader. I
Mhm.
think Robin absolutely challenges me to see beyond. There's that open communication, and I love something that she shares with me. Manage up, manage me too, and so we owe it to each other. And I think that's one reason that we have such an incredible team dynamic is that trust, and that she does see a different perspective and really pushes me beyond my comfort zone, and that's what's necessary. I think having a voice that I own my development. I cannot solely rely on my leader or manager um, to give me all the answers or set up those opportunities. What I can do is voice that to her, and she helps provide that guidance and cheers me along the way, and finds she does find opportunities for me, but she really supports me and encourages me to do
That's
that.
great.
Mhm.
That's great.
So
And I see where we add value in the organization is by us demonstrating these behaviors, we're able to then share that with our other leaders in the organization that might be going through similar situations with their employees.
Right.
Yeah, you can't be afraid. Good old fashioned communication, sometimes it just goes back to as simple as that,
Right.
just
Right.
being able to communicate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What are some of the resources or tools that you recommend for those employees that are looking to enhance their skills and knowledge, or just even to help them find that passion so that they can grow that?
Oh, goodness gracious. That's where, as far as employees internally at Centris, letting them know that they can reach out to us, it really depends
Yes.
Yeah.
what their interests are. We have in-person workshops. We have online learning that you can do at your own pace. Sometimes it's just as a matter of sitting down with the employee and asking questions, and then being able to tailor a learning and development journey for them that would be applicable to their situation. So it's just not a one size fits all type of thing. So I think first and foremost, them knowing what we have to offer. And I don't know if all of our employees know all the great things we have to offer. And that's always something that we're looking at. How do we get the word out? But I think it's also important for employees to share with their leaders what their interests are. um, Gosh, you just hate to hear that someone is leaving the organization because they didn't see growth and development opportunities at Centris. And oh my gosh, there are growth and development opportunities internally, and we can also help find things externally. Um, so I don't know if there's anything else to add to that, Welch. It's just, to me, it's not a one size fits
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
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 Where does Where does mentorship kind of fit into that as a skill,
Mm.
or as something that you can use,
Mhm.
as a tool?
I see this kind of a little bit of a two-part response. I periodically throughout my career here at Centris have had mentoring opportunities with people that have approached me, and they've said for whatever reason they want to partner with me and have me help them with their career and their journey. And what an honor, because gosh, I'm thinking, what do I have to offer these wonderful people? And there is someone that I have been in a mentoring relationship with, and I feel as though I'm learning just as much from her as she's learning from me. And what I see in a mentoring relationship is kind of ongoing, and I'm potentially sharing career advice and what my experience has been. And this person in particular has been with Centris, gosh, it's been a couple of years now, I think. And I've seen them evolve and progress into two different positions. So they have been promoted twice, and we meet every so often, and it's a great way to check in, um, and really build a relationship and that connection with them, and then to see them excel and succeed in the company, it really it makes me proud. Welch does a lot of career coaching, which can kind of be mentoring, but I think it can also take on different aspects as well.
Absolutely. I have team members reach out, managers reach out as well when an opportunity is identified, kind of a referral um, as well. I meet with team members who are looking for all different things, whether it's I need advice about my current role, I maybe want to improve a certain skill, I'm struggling in performance in some aspect, or I'm considering something else in the organization, or I'm looking for a mentor. And every single situation that I've experienced, I've had the pleasure of sitting down with team members and I learn. So I think a lot of times as a mentor, you think you have to be the one to come to the table with answers. And the experience is I listen.
Yeah.
I ask questions to understand. And by the end of our conversations and sessions, and again, it looks different for every single person. A lot of team members have shared, gosh, it's as if they had the answer. We just had to walk through
Yeah.
to get
Mhm.
to the
Mhm.
conclusion.
Absolutely.
And they did that. They just
Yes.
needed a cheerleader, a
Yep.
guide, support along the way. And that's what I do.
Yes.
So,
And you learned right along with them and took
yes,
something as well. That's great.
absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Is this where we pause for a commercial break? Sponsored today.
We are sponsored today.
You're sponsored today.
that.
Heard that.
Heard that.
I heard that.
our
Website
We're just
needs.
like soaking it
I
all
know.
in.
I'm like
I know,
literally like I'm sitting here like a sponge,
What?
and I'm like,
Oh.
okay, I really need to work on myself.
Do we need to shake things up?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not really
Is this too serious?
Yeah. You
No.
dance. You know, dance.
song and dance. Da, 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 da,
Yes.
da, da, da.
No, where are we
Oh,
at? Where are we
Okay,
at?
and
And we're back.
and we're back. Thank you
Yay.
so much for coming back to us.
It's a great commercial break.
Wasn't
was.
it? I liked
Sure
it.
was.
Yeah. Speaking of, how can professionals stay motivated and committed to their personal and professional development goals? I mean, we all have busy lives. We're all leading, like we come into work every day and we have a task at hand, we have a job at hand, and we're working on that. But we have to remember that we have to also focus on ourselves personally and professionally. So how can people do that when they're living such a busy life?
Yeah, I say you have to make it a priority. You've got to be so detailed as to schedule the time for your own development. If you don't do it, nobody else is going to do it for you.
Yep.
I also would suggest to anybody that they share that growth and development with their manager, so their manager can be a part of that journey and a part of the process. Um, and if managers aren't hearing these types of things from employees, managers should be having those conversations with their employees. Um, they might have employees that are looking to promote and do great big things, and we want them all here at Centris, so we want them to, of course, stay. And we also have some employees that they love what they're doing in their role, and there's still growth and development opportunities for all of those individuals. And then when the manager understands what is on the employee's mind, then that's where we want to jump in and we want to help them. So if managers don't know to reach out to us, hopefully they're listening to this podcast, and they're going to be flooding our inboxes and our team
Yes.
messages.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we promote this one on our intranet. So
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What might be some mistakes that people make in their development, in their learning and development, or maybe things that they're overlooking that that you've seen in your experience?
Oh gosh, I think sometimes people overlook that when they're in a role that they just naturally think, well, the next stop for me is I need to be a leader. I need to jump straight into management when there's definite opportunity to grow and develop in the role that they're already in. Sometimes just because I'm a good producer doesn't necessarily equate that I will be a good leader. So don't discount that you can still grow and develop and be absolutely amazing in the current role that you're in. Um, I don't, what else to add to that, Welch?
Yeah. I think we have a tendency to overlook everyday opportunities to grow. That it isn't just about chasing a title, but how can I be better today than I was yesterday? And what can I do more, better, different? We say that all the time. And so we overlook those just everyday opportunities to learn and grow. And the impact of not doing that, not making that a priority, is the feeling of being stagnant and in the rinse and repeat. And that's uncomfortable, more uncomfortable than I think stepping into kind of that um, fear, doing something different, trying something new, expanding horizons, things like that. And so if you've been there in that feeling, you know it's uncomfortable.
right.
So,
Speaking of that, like rinse and repeat and the chasing of the titles, I know there's a lot of people, just even in our lives that we see, they're just going after that big title, when really maybe that's not what their end goal should be.
Mhm,
What advice would you give to somebody that maybe feels stuck in their career
mhm.
and they're looking for ways to progress?
Yeah. Oh gosh, I've got a few different ideas. Get involved in organizations outside of your company. We've got a lot of wonderful people employed at Centris. Some are newer to Centris, and some have been with Centris for a long time. So we've got the gift of amazing institutional knowledge. And I would always caution us to make sure that we don't become so siloed or so looking inward, if that makes sense,
Hmm.
that we don't understand what's going on outside of Centris so that we can stay relevant. I also think if you're feeling stuck, talk with your manager. Don't let your manager be surprised when one day you walk in and heaven forbid you put in your notice and your manager did not have a clue that you felt that way, that you felt stagnant or I don't have growth and development opportunities. Um, and then be open to feedback. Be open to feedback. Feedback is a gift. I can tell you in the years and the many years that I have worked in my professional career that there's been times where feedback has, it was a really big gift that I had to keep unpacking and looking at it. Do I
Great
really
way to
like
put
this
that.
gift? And overall, it's just helped me to be a better
Yep.
person all the
Yep.
way around. And sometimes it just does take that moment to, okay, I just need to take some time to digest this.
Yep.
And then what am I going to do with this?
Yep.
And that feedback is, again, it's such a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You have been absolutely amazing today. Just learning from you. I feel like so zen.
I know.
And
I know.
but we want to leave our listeners with, a penny or two for your thoughts. So
Mhm.
what are some things that you want to leave if they just buzz through this whole thing and fast forward and at the end they listen to this part? What are the things
But
that
don't
you
do
want
that,
them?
listeners.
Don't they
Don't.
won't.
She just put that in the universe. No, it's probably Okay.
It's probably just my husband who does that.
Yeah, that's probably mine. He's like, I just want to hear what she says in the outro.
What would you leave people with to remember why this is so important? Why learning development is so important?
Be curious, always be willing to learn something new, be open to feedback, be courageous to step into conversations and share what's on your mind with your leaders. Leaders, talk with your employees, take the time. They are our most valuable asset.
Absolutely.
They're the main reason why we as leaders are there to help see our employees be successful. That is going to help Centris be successful.
Absolutely. I would say learning is lifelong. It never stops. I think being open to change and just adapting. I think don't be afraid to make mistakes and pivot and try something new. Again, the best opportunities that I have experienced, the learning lessons and opportunities have come from mistakes, making a mistake and trying something different. And something I've been told that I've held on to is with discomfort comes growth. And I also love the quote from Ben Franklin: an investment in knowledge pays the best interest.
Oh,
That's
I
right.
love that.
And Centris pays the best interest too. Just got to put that out there.
Put that in there.
So she
That
just
was
did a commercial, folks.
fantastic.
She did. I also, the minute she said, say the first quote again for me.
An
The-
investment in knowledge, or with
With-
discomfort comes growth.
That's what my pants feel like. So I really feel
Funny that you went there because I went. So this podcast, it's discomfortable for a lot of people, or uncomfortable for a lot of people.
like
They
I'm
feel the
really
discomfort.
that was
Do they leave here with growth?
I am winning. I am winning.
But your pants won.
because I
Yep.
can't breathe at this.
It's gluten, friends. It's gluten.
Ah.
Oh my goodness,
That was
ladies.
so good.
Thank you so much, both of you, for taking the time to join us and for continuing to educate us, teach us, help us grow, help all the employees grow, and just make Centris like the awesome place that it truly
Yeah.
is to come work. And
It is.
Yeah.
Haley, I'm trying to do a plug for you for recruitment. so-
Yes, we're not
Yes.
too
Sure,
old
I-
to learn.
right,
We're not,
we're
too
not
young.
told
You're not too young
Absolutely
to
not.
teach.
Right.
It's like
Yes.
you can be anybody.
Right.
It's just,
What was there's another quote too, like for leaders, like you don't want to hire somebody that's like worse than you are. You want to hire somebody that's better than you or more like that has a skill set that
Absolutely.
you don't have because they're going to teach you.
absolutely.
That's
and
why
it's-
she's here.
For listeners, Robin was literally just throwing her finger at Brittney.
Oh goodness.
Not
just
not the
hugged her.
bad finger, the
But I
the
have
pointer.
permission
love
to
this.
hug her, so
My fearless leader right here.
My leader doesn't hug me.
I'll
I'm
come
just
hug
kidding.
you
Actually, I'm
afterwards.
just kidding. So you talked about people's first day and coming in and everything and how you
Yeah.
just want them to feel. She and
Yes.
I like connected so much in the interview. Like my first day, I walked in, I was at the front desk, you were there, and she came around the corner and was like, Liz, and like we just hugged. And like we'd seen each other twice
Yeah.
in 2 interviews.
And
but
that's
we
when you
hugged.
know we're doing something right by
Mhm.
creating
That's
and
how
cultivating.
she knew she hired. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
We started crying. Eyes were leaking.
He was there.
Disaster.
Fantastic. It was awesome.
That's
And
how
here
you know
And here we
that
are today.
Centris is doing it right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Anyway, thank you again so much, ladies. We appreciate you in more ways than we could probably ever tell you. So I just
Thank
want to
you.
say that to you. And listeners, we appreciate you more than we could ever tell you. Thank you so much for continuing to download our show, to listen, for voting for us for the Golden Ear Podcast Award. We should know, hopefully, or we should know by now when this drops.
Cam knows. I know
Cam
he knows.
He knows.
I know he
He
knows.
knows.
I see you, and I
Yep.
see that you
He's
know.
looking
you
down.
know,
He's
and
writing on a
looking
piece of
down.
paper. Oh, he's cutting us
He's
off.
cutting
He's
us
cutting
off.
us off.
We've overstayed our welcome.
Yes, we have. Anyway, listeners, you've got anything, financial topics, or really anything when it comes to working in an organization or learning about the different areas of an organization, let us know. You can email us at pennyforyourthoughts@centrisfcu.org, and we'll make sure we'll find the right expert to get onto the show, and we can ask all the questions for you. And you can help others find our show by rating, reviewing, and sharing your favorite episode, which I have a feeling is going to be this one. I think this one's going to skyrocket.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you don't want to miss an episode, or you really want Robin and Brittney back on, make sure you subscribe and then let us know. And then for more great financial information, education, all things learning, you can follow Centris on Facebook, Instagram, X, and LinkedIn, because our wonderful colleague Megan does an amazing job of making sure that our members and our followers all know what we're doing, and stay in tune with that. You can also check out our website at centrisfcu.org, or if you just want to chat with one of our amazing experts who are just as lovely as Robin and Brittney, you can give us a call at 402-334-7000. We really hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did, and thanks again for always listening.
Thanks, everyone.
A Huda Media Production.